Welcome once again, gentle folks, to another video for your weekly English League betting tips and predictions. Hope you had a wonderful week last week. And so for this week, we're going to start this here on a Saturday. This is the penultimate game week before we head into the Football World Cup. I might do a video on that based on giving you some predictions for a few of the games, but we'll see in the coming weeks, coming days. All right. So we're going to jump straight into it, and we're going to start on a Saturday. Sorry about that. And we're going to start with Leeds versus Bournemouth. And for this game, Leeds have a very hard-fought victory in the last game against Liverpool. They wanted and needed it, and it was good for them, yeah. But this game against Bournemouth, it won't be easy, and I think this one should be somewhat high scoring, maybe about 5 goals, I believe, 4 to 5 goals. But at the moment, it's tough for me to say who is going to win, because I do believe that either of these teams can win. I think Bournemouth at $4.20 is a really attractive bet, and I'm tempted to take that bet, but I'm wondering how Leeds are going to come out in this game. They usually give you a strong performance at home, but they don't usually win some of the times, yeah. But it's going to be interesting. And with that said, based on how Bournemouth have been going this season, I'm going to take Bournemouth to win this game against Leeds. Bournemouth to win, both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, from my perspective, I'm saying here that we're going to have a 3-1 victory for Bournemouth. And as usual, if you don't want to take the correct score, you can always go in the handicap system. If you go in the handicap system, I suggest you take Bournemouth to win this one by a goal. Right, otherwise, you take a draw here, because it's a very strong possibility that it could be a 2-1 victory, or it could be a 3-2 victory, alright? So you never know, alright? So we're gonna head straight back up, and we're going to go to our anytime goal scorers now. And my anytime goal scorer, as usual, you have the usual suspects. For Bournemouth side of the, not Leeds side of the football, you have Rodrigo, you have Brentford, you have Harrison, you have Somerville, who seems to be turning out to be a super sub. You have Brennan Johnson, Aronson rather, my humblest apologies. And over on the Bournemouth side of the football, Kiefer Moore had a brace in the last game, so he might have some confidence now to go and then push on. Dominic Solanke, depending on how fit he is, he should be a threat too. Philip Billen should be there also, and you have Lerma. Alright, so but in this game, my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to take Rodrigo Moreno to be my anytime goal scorer in this particular game. Alright, recapping predictions for Leeds versus Bournemouth. I'm expecting Bournemouth to win. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of combination, I'd say either to win and both team to score. Predicted scoreline 3-1 in favor of Bournemouth, I'll say. And the handicap system, I can also take Bournemouth to win by a goal here, and my anytime goal scorer to be Rodrigo Moreno. Alright, so those are the predictions for Leeds versus Bournemouth, and now we're going to head on over to Manchester City versus Fulham. And for Manchester City versus Fulham, in this game now, I'm expecting Manchester City to do well here, but I do expect both teams to score. I'm expecting Manchester City to win, but Fulham is going to give them a challenge, and hence the reason I'm going to see this combination. I think this combination is a good one. Either team to win and both score. Predicted scoreline for me now, I am saying here that I'm expecting Manchester City to win this one 2-1. As usual, you can always go on the handicap system, but I'm not going to go on the handicap system for this game, because I'm going to give you some anytime goal scorers. Alright, anytime goal scorer for me here would be the usual suspects. You have Erwin Haaland, you have Julian Alvarez, you have Phil Foden, you have De Bruyne, you have Gundogan, he's due a goal, haven't scored in a while. Bernardo Silva, Grealish as well, and Consuelo to the defense there, he can give you a goal as well. Rodri, haven't scored, and I don't think he scored since the start of the season, so you have to go for him as well. On the Fulham side of the football, you have Mitrovic, you have Kebano, and you have also William, and you have Andreas Pereira. All of those guys, Paulina, yes, all of those guys can come up and give you a goal on any given day. And for me, my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to go with Alexander Mitrovic to be my anytime goal scorer at $3.80 in this game here. Alright, so recapping predictions for Manchester City versus Fulham. I'm expecting Manchester City to win. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. And predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Manchester City, I believe. And in terms of my anytime goal score, I'm going to go with Alexander Mitrovic. Alright. So, next game on this here Saturday is Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. Nottingham Forest at home versus Brentford. Brentford haven't been them usual selves off late on the road, and they had a draw in their last game. Yeah, the game in a 1-1 draw, and so them visiting here Nottingham Forest now. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup, and Brentford has to be careful because Nottingham Forest, they're like a drowning man and they're clutching at straws now, so they have to be careful. They could surprise them like they surprised Liverpool a few weeks ago. And so therefore, as a result, I'm going to take this one to be a draw. Outside of that, I think it's about this game. And in terms of my correct scoreline, I'm going to go with 1-1. In terms of my anytime goal scorers here, I have the usual suspects. You have Entree, and you have Brennan Johnson if he gets enough time on the field. I don't think he started the last game. You have Gibbs White as well. You have Nico Williams. He's due a goal, but he's more to give you an assist based on where he plays. And also we have Dennis Emmanuel. Alright, so that was the persons for Nottingham Forest who could give you a goal at any point in the game. For Brentford, you have Wissa, the super sub, you have Mbuma, and you have Damsgaard as well. You have Da Silva, early season super sub. You have Ivan Toney as well. And those guys are the guys who could pop up and give you a goal at any point. But for me, in this particular game, I am going to go with I'm not seeing Ivan Toney here on this list. I don't know what happened. For me, I'm gonna go with my anytime goal scorer in this game to be, who's Dennis? Not seen Dennis either. But my anytime goal scorer would be between Dennis Emmanuel and Ivan Toney. Not seeing them here. So those are the two guys that I consider. Outside of them, Mbuma is due a goal. Wissa hasn't scored in a while, and also Jesse Lingard, if he gets enough time, he's due a goal as well. So going back to my predictions that I have up here, I'm expecting this game to end in a draw. And the predicted scoreline, I'm saying 1-1 here between Nottingham Forest and Brentford. Alright, then moving right along to our next game, and our next game is Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brighton. Brighton had a very good victory against Chelsea the last game out. I wouldn't say it shows signs of their early season form, and it was a really good result for them to reboost their self-confidence. Alright, so then we're going away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Not going to be a this game. Wolverhampton Wanderers usually a tougher team at home than they are away. But for this particular game, I'm going to take this one to be a draw as well. Both teams to score, I'm saying. And the predicted scoreline, I'm taking here this one to be 12. In terms of my anytime goal scorers, you have the usual suspects. You're going to have Gears, you have Prudence, and you have Bayo, you have Ruben Neves as well. And we're also going to have I think they're Martino isn't starting nowadays since they had a new coach. And on the Brighton side of football, you have Trossard, you have McAllister, you have Pascal Gross, and you have Welbeck if Welbeck plays. That is, he was out injured the last game, as well as Solimarch, if I didn't say Solimarch earlier. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to take my anytime goal scorer to be Leandro Trossard, and my anytime goal scorer to be Leandro Trossard. Alright. So in terms of predictions for Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brighton, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw, expecting both teams to score. In terms of a predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-2, and my anytime goal scorer to be Leandro Trossard. Alright, those are my predictions for this particular game, and Wolverhampton versus Brighton, that is. And so that's where the cookie crumbles for that game. So I'm going to move on to our next game, and our next game is Everton versus Leicester City. This one being held at Goodison Park. This should be an interesting matchup. if you ask me. Everton, one of I don't think they're still I think they're still the best defensive team in the league based on record. And so therefore it's going to be tough for Leicester City, who has been struggling away from home this season. Alright, and so in this particular game I'm going to go with Everton to win here, go with both teams not to score. And in terms of a combination, I go with that team, either team to score and both not to score, either team to win and both not to score. Ideal. I'm expecting here Everton to take this 1-2-0. Anytime goal scorer, the usual suspects. For Everton, you have Calvert-Lewin, you have Mope, depends on the amount of times you get, and you have Gordon, Anthony Gordon that is, and you have Demarai Gray, where I have Dwight McNeil. Depending on the amount of time they get on the field, then they should impact the score line if they get a chance to. For Leicester, you have Vardy, you have Daka, you have Maddison, you have Iheanacho, you have Barnes, he's due a goal. Tillmans due a goal, came close in the last game. Dewsbury Hall, more than due a goal. Yeah, so any of those guys could pop up and score at any moment in this game. But for me, I'm going to take my anytime goal score to come from Everton, and I'm going to go with Anthony Gordon to be my anytime goal scorer here in this game. Alright, so recapping predictions for Everton versus Leicester City. I'm expecting Everton to win here. Expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both not to score. In terms of scoreline, I'm saying 2-0 in favor of Everton, and also I'm my anytime goal scorer. I'm taking Anthony Gordon at $3 to be my anytime goal scorer. Alright, and so those are my predictions for Leicester versus Everton. One being at Goodison Park. And so we're going to move on over to Chelsea versus Arsenal on Sunday here. Chelsea versus Arsenal. I'm expecting Arsenal to continue their winning ways, and it's not going to be easy for Chelsea, but I wouldn't be surprised if they manage to draw this game as well. So I'm going to take this game to be a draw. Both teams to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-2. In terms of my anytime goal scorer, well, Aubameyang, it does seem to be getting much time in the Premiership. Well, he's coming back from an injury, but he's not getting much time, so I won't mention him as an anytime goal scorer. And I have no idea how many minutes he's going to get, but he's a scorer. Alright, so you could consider him. Right? You have Kai Havertz, you have Sterling, you have Pulisic, you have Mason Mount, Gallagher is due a goal, but it depends on he haven't been getting much time. So that's the thing. And also what's his name? Jorginho. As you know, he's a penalty seeker, so you have to cancel him, and he tends to get goals every 4 games or so. Right? For Arsenal, we have Gabriel, you have Nketiah, you have Martinelli, you have Reece Nelson might get more time in this upcoming game. Understand that Saka is injured. They might get more game. You have Martin Odegaard, and you have Granit Xhaka. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to take my anytime goal scorer to be Gabriel Martinelli. Alright, Gabriel Martinelli to be my anytime goal scorer at $3.30. To recapping predictions for Chelsea versus Arsenal, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw, expecting both teams to score. And my predicted scoreline here is 2-2. And my anytime goal scorer to be Gabriel Martinelli. Alright, so those are my predictions for Chelsea versus Arsenal. Now we're going to move on over to Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Aston Villa being at home here. Manchester United, they've been managing all season long to eke out victories. They're hard fought, some tough battles. Team is not the best playing team, not the most attractive in terms of how they're going about the business, but they're getting the wins, and that's the most important part of the game, right? So, but predictions for Aston Villa versus Manchester United. For this particular game here, I'm expecting that Manchester United should win, but it's not going to be an easy one for them. They should win. Both teams should score 2, I believe. And I'm going to say here in terms of a combination, either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-1 here in favor of Manchester United. My anytime goal scorers, the usual suspects, Danny Ings, Oli Watkins, and Leon Bailey. You have Buendia, you have Douglas Luiz as well, who could come up and give you a goal. On the Manchester United side of the football, you have Cristiano Ronaldo as usual. He's a little bit off shape. depending on amount of time they get. Anthony Martial is back in training, so he might get some time. If he gets enough time, he could score as well. Marcus Rashford always gets a chance. It's a matter of whether he puts it away or not. He could score as well. Sancho as well. Ericsson do a goal, and McTominay, depending on the amount of time he gets, then he could score as well. And also Anthony had a slight knock, so he might not play. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with Danny Ings to be my anytime goal scorer. $3.25. Alright, so predictions for Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Expecting Manchester United to squeeze a win here, and expecting both teams to win as well. Score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Manchester United, and on the not the handicap system, for my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to take Danny Ings to be my anytime goal scorer. Outside of that, we're going to go with either Bruno Fernandes or Jadon Sancho. Alright, for Manchester United. So those are my predictions for the Aston Villa versus Manchester United game. And now we're going to move on to our next game, and this game is Southampton versus Newcastle. Southampton, they had a well sought after victory in the last game. They have been struggling for some time now, and they got a victory, and that was really good for them. Alright, but they're now at home, and they're going to come up against Newcastle. But outside of Everton, one of the best teams in the league in terms of defense, in terms of the current season record, that is. And so I'm expecting it to continue here, and it's going to be tough for Southampton, and expecting Newcastle to squeeze a win here. Not too many goals in this one, I believe. Both teams not to score. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-0 in favor of Newcastle. And over on the time goal scorer, you have the usual suspects. You have Shea Adams, you have Ward-Prowse, you have Mara, you could factor in as well. You have Elinusi as well, and you have also we have our people, alright, which come along and score as well. And Newcastle side of the football, we have Callum Wilson, you have Almiron, you have, I think St. Maximum is back, but he's not 100% back as yet, not 100% match ready, that is, but he might play in this game coming this weekend. You also have Gimerich and Joe Willock. Those guys could come up and give you a goal as well. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with Callum Wilson. He tends to always find the goals. Alright, once he's fit and running, he's going to find a goal for you at some point in the very near future. Alright, so recapping predictions for Southampton versus Newcastle. I'm expecting Newcastle to win here. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm saying no. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both teams not to score. In terms of my predicted scoreline, 2-0 in favor of Newcastle, and my anytime goal scorer to be Callum Wilson. Alright, so those are my predictions for Southampton versus Newcastle, and we're going to skip that on over to West Ham versus Palace, Crystal Palace, that is. And for West Ham versus Crystal Palace, I'm expecting West Ham to take this victory here, West Ham to win, and both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, you go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here Southampton to win this. Not Southampton, West Hampton. West Ham, not West Hampton. West Ham to win this 1-3-1. Alright, West Ham to win this 1-3-1. And if you want to go on the handicap system, you can go and you can take West Ham win by a goal. Alright, in terms of my anytime goal scorers, you have the usual suspects. You have Smaka, you have Antonio, you have Bowen, you have Benrahma, you have Lanzini, and you have Suchek, the guy who always has a goal in him. And for Crystal Palace, we have Zaha, they've been off color. You have Mateta as well. You have Eduardo, depending on the time he gets. You have Eze, and you have Olise as well. And also, you have Jordan Ayew. So any of those guys can pop up and score for you at any point. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to take my anytime goal scorer to be Gerard Bowen. Alright, outside of that, I go with Antonio. Alright, so recapping predictions for West Ham versus Crystal Palace. I'm expecting West Ham to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predict scoreline 3-1 in favor of West Ham, and my anytime goal scorer to be Gerard Bowen. Alright, so those are my predictions for West Ham versus Crystal Palace. And then we'll move on to our next game, and this game is our final game of this game week, and it is Tottenham Hotspurs versus Liverpool. This should be an interesting matchup. Both teams not playing to their full and true potential, and it should be very interesting to see who manages to come away with the victory here in this game. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough one for them both, and but I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it's not a boring game. But Hotspurs versus Liverpool, for this one I'm going to take this one to be a draw, and I'm expecting both teams to score. And I'm going to take this one as a 2-all draw on my anytime goal scorers. I'm going to see here my anytime goal scorers, the usual suspects. You have Harry Kane, Son Heung-min, you have Sessegnon, depending on the time he gets. You have Holberg as well. I think he was out injured, might not be back as yet. Bentancur got a goal. I think it's the Champions League the other day. It was the Premiership. I don't remember exactly, but Bentancur got a goal in recent games, that is. For Liverpool, you have Mohamed Salah, you have Darwin Núñez, you have Roberto Firmino, you have you have Harvey Elliott. Any of those guys can score for you. Fabinho haven't scored in a while. He could pop up as well and score a goal. Trent Alexander haven't scored in a little while as well. He could pop up as well and score a goal for you. But for me, I'm going to take my anytime goal scorer to be Mohamed Salah. And so my anytime goal scorer to be Mohamed Salah at $2.30. I'm going to take that. Alright. 3 capping predictions for Tottenham Hotspurs versus Liverpool. I'm expecting this to end in a draw. Expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I say in terms of my predicted scoreline, correct scoreline, I'm saying that this game should end 2-all, and my anytime goal scorer to be Mohamed Salah. Alright, score at any point in this game. And so therefore those are my predictions for Hotspurs versus Liverpool, and this is how the cookie crumbles for this week of your English Premiership betting tips and predictions. I hope you're taking notes. Thank you for watching. Happy betting, best of luck, and thank you for your time. Also remember to click that notification bell whenever you subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and have a wonderful and beautiful day. Alright, thanks.